Hi, and welcome back to the Guitar Daily Workout Common Progressions. This is System 1, Week 3. So we're going to be moving into the G form of the arpeggios, the major scale, and the pentatonic. This is going to be for the arpeggio. So this is Week 3, arpeggio. The arpeggios for this are really easy in a sense. I have a little bit of a driven sound on here, but it's just going straight up and down. But one of the hard things to do, and one thing especially when you have distortion on, like I do for this particular take, is you have to roll your fingers. So you don't want to do this. You can hear all the, you know, especially if you're a little bit out of tune or something, you'll really hear that, but it muddies the mix. So you want it to be more articulate. And that part is really the difficult part. If you notice, I'm playing one note at a time, so I'm not doing... And it's really like rolling your finger like this, basically, is what you're doing. And then same thing with the pinky. I'm doing like this and then like this to get... And you can see my hand rolling through as I do that. And I'm not perfect on it, but it makes it a little bit more articulate. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty easy one, but I want to explain something that's happening because this is very important. So when you learn a major pentatonic, a major scale, or pentatonic and scale really, but also your arpeggio in a sense, you're also learning the minor, and you're learning the minor that's up a sixth. Okay, and what I mean by that is, let's say I'm in the key of C. Let me get a clean sound on this. So if I'm in the key of C, I've got the notes C, E, and G, and that's the exact same notes as in A minor 7. A minor 7 is A, C, E, G. C, E, G is the... So this chord, and you can see this chord, if I just like drop that down to an A, it's really the same chord. So the same scale works on both of those. Okay, so now we're in the key of A. So what I'm going to do is if I go down a third, so there's my third down, which is the same as the sixth up, incidentally. So they're both the same. So again, if I go C, D, E, F, G, A, or if I go C, B, A, it's the exact same thing. All right, so I'm going to go down to this F sharp minor. My F sharp minor pentatonic and my A are the exact same thing. So once you learn one scale, you've learned both scales. My A major scale is the exact same as F minor. Okay, you hear that. So also when you do your arpeggio, if I play an A arpeggio, like I said, if we take it down to C because it's easy, no sharps, no flats, if I do root, third, fifth for my C, then if I do root, third, fifth, seventh for my A, it's the C and the A minor are the same. I hope that makes sense to you. So when I play an A major arpeggio, I'm really playing, in a sense, F minor 7 arpeggio. It's the same notes, basically. It just doesn't have the root note on there. Okay, so what I'm doing in this, that was a long explanation for a simple concept. For some of you, I know that's, you know that, you've worked with that, you understand that and get it. But for some of you, that might be a light bulb moment for you. Like, oh my gosh, if I learn one scale, I've learned both scales, which is really important. Okay, so I'm going to do a progression that goes from A minor to F sharp minor. We're going to play the same arpeggio over both of those. Then I'm going to go to the 4 chord. If I'm in A, that's A, B, C, D. So I'm going to go to the D chord, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to play the same arpeggio shape, the G form, but I'm going to then drop it down to B minor, but I'm going to use the same arpeggio because it's like a B minor 7. Okay, then I'm going to go up to E, which is the 5 chord, A, D, E, and I'm going to do the G form of the E, and it's just going to stay on the E. It's not going to drop down to the C sharp minor. Okay, so this is pretty easy, and you may be wondering, like, why do I do this? Well, a couple things. First of all, it's going to train your ears to hear it over the 7th, and it's going to train you on right notes. If you know the arpeggios, you can make melody. If you don't know the arpeggios, you start wandering and sounding aimless on what you're doing. And you can hear players in isolation good players, you'll hear what chords they're playing over. They're really tipping their hat to what that chord progression is underneath. So I want you to be able to hear those things. But the other thing is, picking one note per string is really difficult. You know, when I do 3 on a string, you might be able to play fast, but you try to do that on one string and it's almost impossible, especially if you're doing alternate picking. Now, on these things, I don't care what you pick. You can pick anything you want. You can do sweep picking, you can do hybrid picking, you can do alternate picking. These exercises are designed to do any sort of picking that you're working on. And I'll do some different examples of some as I do the, as I show some ideas on this. Now, some other things that you are allowed to do on this. You can slide notes. So if I'm here, I can slide to the next note up. They're all legal, and you can also bend. By the way, this bend is great when you go to the F sharp minor. And then you can bend this guy. And if you want, you can bend that one. That's a hard one to bend, but those are all legitimate bends on that. Anything else on it? No, I think that's about it. So what I'm going to do is I'll play through clean one time just with this, and I'll play over top of the backing track for a second and just talk through what I'm doing. And then I'll do a quick demo of it as well. All right, so this is the A chord. When you start off, you can just do like a F sharp minor chord. And I always say, like, do a straight rhythm when you start off just to get the idea, but you can phrase as I'm doing. And then do next. So I'm going up to triplets. I know this sounds boring, but it's really good exercise. So I did sweeping, I did straight alternate picking, and I did some hybrid picking as well, just to show you some different options that you can do. Now I'm going to do an actual demo of it, and I'll show you how I'm doing it. You know, sometimes you're practicing this stuff and it's very like technical and functional. You know, like maybe you want to do like, so you want to get that little riff down or something. So you just play that little riff all over the place. You know, something like that. Whatever it is, you might like really hammer those for your right hand to try to get your right hand down, or the technique down. But you can also make it as musical as you want to make it. So I'm going to do a little bit more musical version of the demo now.